Hello there. So January is kind of like in the UK, the kind of typical time when a lot of holiday companies sell like package holidays and stuff like that at discounted prices. They're in sale. They advertise a lot on the telly. Basically, Christmas is over. Let's start thinking about a holiday. So they sell the holidays for the summer that's coming. Now, what I wanted to talk to you guys about was what it's like having ankylosing spondylitis and traveling around, getting on aeroplanes, going abroad, stuff like that. I want to let the people that may be thinking that they don't want to do it because they can't kind of sort of get their head round the disruption that it would cause to themselves, their health, stuff like that, and how you can prep basically for getting on a plane, going through airports and stuff like that. So I will start with preparation. Make sure that the place you're going to, first of all, is has disability friendly kind of facilities. Yep. If you're going somewhere and you struggle with walking, steps, stuff like that, it's not ideal to go to a place that has loads of stairs, no lift, for example. So just find the place you want to go and make sure that it's got plenty of facilities. Loads of these hotels are happy to answer questions and stuff like that, so just go ahead and ask them, email them. They will answer you. I've got a cat coming here now. There he is. There he is. His name's Gizmo, and he's a Scottish straight cat. There he is. So do you want to be in the video? No. Okay. The second part was airlines and flights. Now, that's probably the key bit that I was put off for absolutely ages. When I was first diagnosed, I was like, nope, not getting on anything like that. To such a point that we didn't go on holiday for, I don't know how many years it was. First couple of years that I was diagnosed, and then when we finally did go on holiday, it was on we did like a mini cruise. So it wasn't like a cruise where you just blow money on it or anything like that. It's just not an expensive one. It was just like around like Rotterdam and Belgium and stuff like that. And yeah, it just went around in a few little places. It was only a couple of days, and it was just to test whether we could do something like that with me being physically, challenged. There you go. So we tried that, didn't like it, puked non-stop. So that was, cross that out off the list. So we decided to go, okay, let's go abroad next year, the following year, and see how we get on. It's not as if I hadn't been on a plane before, so I knew exactly what was there. I'd been through airports before, so I knew what was there. I knew there was a lot of queuing. Now, here's my first point. The airports and airlines provide assistance at the airports. So what you can do is pre-arrange with these guys. You can ring them up and you can go, hi, I have whatever kind of issue, whether it's, walking, standing, whatever. And you could say, I need assistance. Can you help with that? And there is a little desk with a bunch of chairs, and they say, yeah, sure. Okay, we'll get one of our people and they will run you through. And basically what they do, this is all free of charge, is you hand in your paperwork to say that you've booked this, because you've got to book it, you can't just turn up on the day, and they will wheel you through security. You still have to do the security, but passport control, you still have to do passport control, but you get to skip all the queues. It's really useful when you're struggling to stand or walk. You don't have to stand in the queues, and then once you're on the other side, they're like, off you go. You're ready to go on your flight. They usually take you straight to the gate, and they wheel you there, and then there's someone else at the actual gate who says, right, okay, any of the assistance people, there might be a handful. This I always seem to see, maybe 4 or 5 other people do it, and we all get boarded first. So yeah, that's it. It's great, and they do it at the other end as well. So if you make sure that the airport, whoever it's with, know that you need it at both ends, wherever you land, they can do the same again. Now, in England, some of the airports are so big that the assistance is really good. They've got loads of people. When you go abroad, you land in some places, that let's say their airports aren't as busy as the UK airports, and there's less people to help. That's the common thing that I seem to find, is that there's less people to help. So we find a chair. Sometimes my wife pushes me or whatever, and the kids come alongside as well. So that's what they do at the airports. On the aeroplane itself, now there's a couple of things you can do. When it comes to assistance, they can either help you to the stairs and then you walk up to the aeroplane, or there is this little lift thing where they wheel you onto this little truck, and the back of the truck lifts up and down, and you go straight through into the airplane. So you can do it. It's really easy, and it takes the stress out of everything as well. So that's airports. Getting on the airplane itself, once you're on there, obviously try and book seats with as much leg room as you can. There are certain positions on certain aeroplanes where they have got more leg room. Now, one thing you can't do if you have some sort of disability or reduced movement is sit where there's an exit. So you can't sit on that chair or in that row, because you're the one that's going to be opening the door in case of emergency. And, the last thing that they want is someone that can't get up out of their chair to open that door. It's simple health and safety stuff, so they will seat you somewhere else. So go onto Google and find, just like if you know the name of the aeroplane that you're going on, for example. So when you book your holiday, say it says, I can't remember the name of them, let's say 737, if that even is one. And they'll say on there, row 24 and 26 have got the biggest leg room. So you go, okay, when you go to book your seats, if you can book your seats, on certain flights you can't, you can go, all right, I'll do that. And you can book your seats, bang, find the right ones. Obviously be careful of that exit sign. So that's that. Right, the next thing I want to do is talk about medication. Taking medication on flights is a bit of an iffy one, right? Because some countries have totally different medical, legislation where they can't, they don't allow certain medication into the country, right? So what you need to do is whatever you've got, you have to get a copy of prescription, and have that with all your meds. Now, it's usually as simple as that. Check with the country that you're going to, obviously, that you can take that medication in, and what you actually need for that country. I know in the US they have really strict rules for taking, random drugs in or random drugs out. Yeah, there might be forms to fill in, for example. So double check with them, Google it before you go. So it's research before you go. As far as things like biologics go that need to be kept refrigerated. Now, this is a bit of a funny one. I see the question come up time and time again on Facebook and YouTube here. Now, a biologic can stay out of the fridge for a certain amount of time unrefrigerated, so at room temperature, for example. Now, because it's a needle, you've got to declare that going through customs and security. So what you need to have with you at all times is ideally, if it comes in a box, keep the box with it. What we do is we have like the kiddies' little lunchbox things with the foil on the inside. They're not boxes, they're like foldable little bags. They're only about, sort of that big. And they're there for lunch and stuff like that. Keep things cool at room temperature. So we use those for my meds. So just chuck it in. Now, some meds you're only going to take every 2 weeks. So, sometimes I delay the biologic. Shh, don't tell the rheumatologist. Or take it a little bit earlier. So that I don't have to take, a biologic out abroad, because it is hassle. So, check whether your place has got a fridge as well when you get there, so that you can refrigerate your biologics when you get there. Check with your biologic manufacturer, depending on what it is, on how long it can actually stay out of the fridge. There's certain number of hours for certain number of things, but if this is in a chilled bag, that's obviously slightly different. What I would suggest is getting a little temperature gauge as well. You can get a little digital one, chuck that in there as well, and you can maintain that temperature, or at least keep an eye on that temperature, to make sure that it doesn't go above, a ridiculous temperature or whatever. Obviously, if you keep on opening it, it's gonna, so don't keep your sandwiches in the same one. Right, so that's medication on a flight. Now, as I said, make sure that when you get there, you've got somewhere to store these sorts of things, because, without a fridge, when you get there, it's gonna, not be effective if it does hit room temperature for too long. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about is when you're out on holiday, if it's to somewhere sunny, those of us who are immunocompromised or on biologics, things have a way with your skin. Biologics have a way with your skin that makes it more sensitive to the sun than you would normally be. So if you're normally, I'm all right, I can do a factor 15 or whatever in the sun, that will not be applicable. It's as simple as that. You could try it if you want, up to you, everything's your choice. I used to be Mr. Factor 15, start off higher at 30 or whatever, and then go down lower kind of thing throughout the summer, or throughout the holiday. Now I go out there 50, simple as that. Maybe the last couple of days drop down to a 30 if I'm feeling lucky. Stay in the shade as much as possible. It's really, really annoying because I used to love a tan. I used to love lying there in the sun. It was lovely. And as we know, warm weather, our joints like warm weather. So it is really annoying, but your skin is just more prone to burning and burning badly. So keep an eye on that, obviously, when you're on holiday. Okay, so obviously when you're on holiday, food is very different depending on what country you're in. There's certain things, certain foods that can trigger flares. If you know your body well, you know the foods that can trigger it. Just keep an eye out on the things like that. There are loads of places where you can go up to somewhere and go, do you know what, Mr. Chef, can you just do me like just bit of chicken or whatever, or a broccoli floret, I don't know, whatever you're into, and they'll be fine with it. There's some places where they're a bit iffy, but most of these people just want to please you, so because you're the customer and stuff like that. So eat sensibly, just as you would at home. It's as simple as that. You know what you're doing when you go out. I'm teaching to a converted here. You've probably been out before, to a lot of places where it's like, okay, there's not much on the menu I can have. What am I going to do here? Just ask, basically. Don't be scared to ask. And there we go. That's probably about it. I just wanted to kind of say this because people are doing a lot of, holiday booking at the moment and stuff like that. I'm assuming everybody's like that is booking a holiday, is booking for the summer. But any questions about it, ask below. The reason why I'm doing this video is because we've just booked a holiday, and we've got relatives that are kindly sorting us out, which is amazing. They said, "Oh, is there anything that we need to take into consideration?" And I was like, "I got you here." Basically, I told them exactly what I've just told you, and they were like, "Oh, cool, all right." Fair enough. But if you've got any questions about anything, give us a shout, other than that, happy holiday hunting if you are holiday hunting. If you're not, let's hope we get a decent summer here so we don't have to go abroad. Yes, because it was rubbish last year, wasn't it? Okay, and until next time, I shall see you next time. Next time I will.